Hey everybody, it's Mark, Colorado Sasquatch Research. This morning it is a kind of a brisk November 4th morning, and I came back out. Me and my friend Dana Carroll, we were out on the 28th, and I was having problems with my camera. It kept dying on me out here while we were out here, and so I was only able to upload one segment. Just kind of showing him around, but I had to come back out here because we ran across something very, very interesting, and I showed it on my Facebook page. This area has always been important to me. It's like the most sacred place for me in the years I've been doing this research. Number one is because I've had not only my juvenile still shots, but Big Brutus, who is on my Facebook page. The cover photo that I have, he looks like a big, dark-skinned caveman, Neanderthal man type hominid. That's the big male I call Brutus in this area. Now, again, for those who are not familiar with where that photograph came from, this area right here, there used to be a large teepee structure, very large teepee structure, combined with all the sign and so forth, but it was very elaborate, kind of like the last structure I showed last month, but it was even more elaborate, and it was really woven nice together. It was a really, really nice teepee structure. So anyways, I had been gifting there, for a period of months, leaving apples and corn and so forth. I'm going to show a cave up here where we found they had been eating my corn, and they left the corn stalks, or the cobs, anyways. But anyways, that picture Brutus, originally when I had come to left apples here, and I had come back a morning after to see if they had taken the apples. All the apples were gone, except one, and it was at the top of the teepee shelter about 8 feet up, and he had stuck it on a sharp protruding branch that was part of the teepee structure that was here. Now all that wood has been moved. It's gone. Everything that it took to weave that. And it appears that the big logs, they moved into this cave up here, which I've shown before, because I believe they're going underground. Especially for the winter. Anyway, so as I was walking along, and this is with my old Nikon L180 that I used to use back in the day when I first started this research, and I had turned and I was looking straight ahead at this little tunnel down here that these rocks make, and I had turned the camera this way, and lo and behold, there was the male and the female here. They were huge, and they were sitting down here in this nest area that's been built. There's a little sandy area against this boulder down here, and they were sitting right in there, and he was looking at me. He looked at me, but he looked like they were trying to hide, so he was kind of looking at me out of the side of his, off to the side, and as I got closer, it looked like he kind of gave me a snarl. Now, I have about 5 or 6 still shots on there of his face where he changes emotion and expression, and you can see where he looks like he's getting ready to roar at me or something, he kind of sneers on his face. And so, it was kind of interesting, and I just heard a thud. That's a plane overhead, by the way. It's circling around early. It's really early this morning. Anyhow, so as you can see, they went down here. They built this blind. That's what it is. It's all this wood that's just been piled here. And down there, it's nice and soft and sandy along, that big boulder there. So that's how that picture came about for everybody. I turned the camera like this, and he was sitting right in there. That's where they were sitting. And it looked like she was right behind him, kind of like they were sitting back to back. But it caught his face clearly. And over the period of years, several of my videos, I had the juvenile follow me up that I caught on film up here. Has a long face. A lot of people thought it was maybe a dog man or whatever. But I had always assumed, coming here over the years and all the videos I did in this area, that they were going underground into a cave up here that I'll show, and it goes into the mesa because it kind of goes underground. And I was thinking, you know, they're transferring these huge logs into this cave for a reason. I think they're either trying to build something down in the cave, or I don't know what they're doing. But they're, you know, the winters here in Colorado are so brutal sometimes that it, I always assumed, I said, there's no way that's, you know, hair or no hair, they're going underground in these caves during the winter because it's just too cold in Colorado. So, you know, it was just a matter of narrowing it down. Now, on the 28th, me and Dana Carroll, we came out here and we found something really spectacular as we were poking around. We found a den that's been dug. This is new. We've never seen it before. That was down here, dug under a massive, massive boulder. This boulder right here. It is huge. We found an underground den that's been dug. Like a bear would, you know, dig under a boulder. This is a new thing because it's never been there for 4.5 years that I've been coming out here. But what's interesting about this, and I'm going to show it, is that a bear typically, when it digs a den, you'll see his butt sticking out of the air and he's kicking all the dirt as he's excavating behind him. So usually you'll have claw marks, the earth is all torn up, and you'll have a pile of dirt. Now, I got to be careful here because they may be in here, or an animal. So we were coming down here, and you know, Dana's just checking out the area, and right down here is this den it's still being excavated, big time. Look at that. Okay. Now, for comparison, I was telling people on Facebook on the stills that I had before my phone died, it was kind of hard to show how big this den is. As you can see the size of this this boulder here. It's massive, massive boulder. It's probably, I don't know, 100 tons. It's as big as a house. Big as a house. And Dana said, Mark, come here, look at this. So I came down here. This den, the earth is being excavated out of it. There's a hole, like a hobbit hole. There's a room inside underneath this boulder. And I have never ever seen this here before. I mean, I've covered this area over 4 years, I know. You know, I've seen everything that there is to find. And this is new. So anyways, as I was saying, a bear typically throws up the dirt behind him and makes a mess all over the ground. But the earth here has been excavated and moved to the sides of the boulder, which I'm going to show. Whoop! It's me, brother. If you're in there, I'm not intruding. I like your home. But anyhow, all this earth, see, it's over here. It's been moved to the side. We have no bear or cat prints anywhere. Because at first I was thinking it, and I looked at it, and I said, yeah, you're right. All the earth has been moved out of there. And I was a little concerned that there could be a mountain lion that did this. But we looked all over the ground. There's no cat prints, and the earth has not been shoved back here. Like one would assume, you know, a bear digging a den, because that's a huge hole. And easily, an 8-foot tall man can get in there. You just crawl on his belly, and it goes down, and there's a room, and Dana shined a light. Unfortunately, I forgot my flashlight this morning, but I wanted to come and see if anything's changed. So, I don't smell anything, but there's the dirt we were talking about. Look at this. Look at all this debris. This dirt here and this debris. So, whatever's been excavating it, see it? So you can see the dirt. Unlike an animal, like a bear, is just going to dig a hole. He throws the dirt all over the place. tears up the ground. It's been moved systematically to the sides over here. And I don't see any marks of a shovel or anything like that. So this, well, I have a big stick right over here, see? We found some sticks. Here's another one here, see? And there's some sticks on the ground. It looks like they've been used to excavate the earth and move it to the side. Which says that he was using, see, you can see in there, that big rock has been put there. And look at all that dirt. It's been moved to the side. So this is, you know, this is not animal made. And I don't see any signs of shovel. We didn't find any cat prints or bear prints. And like I said, if you watch a bear digging a den, he you know, his butt's usually sticking out of the air like a mole or a large prairie dog, and he throws the dirt behind him. Nothing on the ground. I mean, it's clean here. So whatever was in there, you know, the debris has been systematically pulled out and shoved, making a pile right there. And so there is a very, very nice den inside there. I really wish I had not forgot my flashlight, darn it. Anyways, so this is where my buddy is going to spend this winter, under this massive boulder. And he's been working in here. He's been excavating. He has been excavating. And just to give you a scale size, just look at the size of this boulder. Is it just huge, huge? And I can feel them here this morning. I can feel them. They're watching me as I'm talking about this, but that's his hole. And I don't know if all 4 of them are going to live in there, or if the juvenile that I've always encountered up here, he lives by himself, but he's living like the Hobbit. You know, forget stick structures and all of that. In fact, you know, this tree's down here with all this loose wood, he's probably taking it in there, packing it in there. So, just amazing that we found this. And don't smell anything this morning. Whoop! I'm being watched, but it is very, very quiet. So anyways, huge find. We're going to monitor this now that I know that it's being used. This is where somebody is going to spend their winter under this boulder. And again, you can just see the size of it. Just a humongous boulder. And they're just digging underneath it. Right down from where I caught Brutus's picture. And where I have the juvenile that followed me up the hill that I caught on film. Gray and black. Everything. All my prints. I mean, this area is so hot compared to anywhere else in the park I've been. This particular smaller one, and he's kind of lanky. He's not like real huge, this juvenile. I mean, he's tall, but he's kind of thin. But look at this. I mean, this is just, this is them. It's just an amazing structure right here. This has been here for a couple of years, but every time I come back, it looks different. And it's like a blind, a giant teepee blind that's been built here. Lots of sign. Now, looks like there might be a rear entrance right there. Hard to tell. I know that they're excavating under the boulder. Or he is. So, you know. Then you have this down here. Look at this. This is the other little cave. It's like a little sit cave. It doesn't go very deep. It's just what Dana calls spider caves, and that's what they are. But under this huge set of boulders, and he was sitting there, and he had to have been, because right on the other side of it is where I found that deer leg that was snapped and turned into like a triangle across the bottom part of the shin bone. The leg is still there, but the print is gone. It's gone. It's like somebody covered up the print, but left the deer leg still sitting there. So it's rotted, and I was kind of surprised to see it's not in the triangle formation anymore. So something's picked at it a little. Another thing, I'm kind of surprised that a coyote didn't come and take that bone, because it had marrow in it. So nothing's even picked at that leg bone, which is really another interesting thing. But so this is huge for me, you know, taking 5-6 weeks off, coming out here. I didn't know if, you know, you never know how long they live. Have they passed away? Have they moved on? You know, what's the scoop on all of that? Coming back out, are they going to respond to me or whatever? And so finding that hole was huge, and you know, kudos to Dana. He spotted that thing right away, you know, that den that had been dug there. And I was like, holy crap, dude. I've been coming out here for so many years. That's new. I've never ever seen that. So I was really excited about that. You could see massive, massive log. Set a couple different ways to mark this area. This is new, too. Let's see if I can get out of here. Whoa. Just heard something in there. Whoop! Hey, brother. It's me, your friend. I just came to visit. Check this out here. Look at the size of these trees, dude. They've twisted these two gigantic trees. Look at the size of these. Thousands of pounds. There's no way I could lift that. And created this X here, see? This is new. Don't remember it. Don't remember seeing it. Look at this. Look at the size of this tree to build this X. Look at that. Look at the size of this hole from the stump. Knocked it over. Boom. I mean, they just marked the heck out of this area. So he's getting strong. You know, he was maybe 6 foot when I first discovered him. And he's showing off his strength now. You know, just knocking over huge trees, making huge structures. So he's gotten big, and you know, I always wondered about that. Why the other sign, dens, and everything I find are across the river, on the other side of the canyon, in a different canyon. And this area I kind of neglected as I explored, you know, over the years. And I started finding all what I had been finding in the past year over there. So I haven't really been coming over here, even though this is where my first sightings and everything happened. This is where it all started for me, you know, back in the day. And anyways, so this particular sass always seems to be by itself. And I think the parents did that on purpose because it's a boy. I think it's a male. I'm not sure on that why it chooses to stay on this side of the park. It could be a watcher. I mean, there's tons of reasons, but this particular Sasquatch likes this area. And it's just, he's related to the same family, obviously. But this is his little hide area, and he's getting big, obviously, and he's putting on a show of strength. So let's march up here. See if this leg bone is still here. Woo! A lot of times I do whooping like that, and it's not so much meant for them, but if there's a mountain lion or an animal out here, me making noise will scare them away. Because you just never know what you're going to run into out here. I can hear somebody talking, I think. Ooh, I heard a ooh. See, check it out. There it is. So it's still here. It hasn't been eaten on. Has not been eaten on. So the coyotes is telling me that the coyotes are afraid to come up in here for a reason. Because when you have wild coyotes, especially going into fall, and food is scarce, they're going to eat that till there's nothing left. And this has sat here now for over 2 months. That print, look, it's gone. Remember that huge, deep print? Well, here's a little bit of an impression here left. But the hair, the deer hide hair that was here, that's gone. And the print that was right next to the bone. Now, it was in a triangle when I found the bone. So this kind of has the shape of a house. So I'm thinking maybe, who knows? He could be communicating to me in some way. I don't see any teeth marks. And I know that's what you want me to look for, Mitchell. I don't like touching that either. There's even still fur on it after 2 months of sitting here. But see, it was snapped. It was broke. And they just sucked the meat off and left it. But I don't see the teeth marks that we're looking for on it. So anyways, I'm at 23:34, so I'm going to see if I can get a vocalization. Woo! 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 Talk to me. Okay, I'm going to stop this segment, and we're going to restart and get another segment in real quick. But that's where we're at for November 4th. Showed the little den that's being excavated, it's being worked on. And somebody is going to live there through the coming winter. So we'll see what else comes up, but that's going to be up for this segment for November 4th, Colorado Sasquatch Research.